Hey, welcome to Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'm Lee, and in this video we'll be taking a look at the free rules that have just been put up on the Warhammer community site for Kill Team, and also taking a look at the new Intercession squad. On the Warhammer community site today, there's an article where you can download the core rules for free. Now, it's not the full rules, it's just the light version. So in this video, I wanted to go through them and just see, are the rules enough to actually play the game properly? So we'll be finding that out. But also, is this a good time to get playing the game if you haven't before? And will they help you get ready for this new Kill Team Into the Dark box set, which looks awesome and is going to take place in this Space Hulk environment? They've also included a free PDF download for a new kill team, the Intercession squad. So this is brilliant, and it's done the same way that we've seen in the White Dwarf magazines previously. So it's got all the rules you need for the proper full-on game of Kill Team, but now you can play your intercessors with some extra rules. Before we look at the Intercession squad, let's have a look at the core rules. And when you download the PDF, there's going to be 3 pages altogether. Now, this doesn't seem a lot because the core book is pretty chunky. There's quite a few rules in there, and they're not easy. It's not a simple game. It's certainly not as easy as Warcry to learn. There's quite a lot of depth to this, but it is nice that they've included the line of sight and the obscuring and covering rules with a few diagrams. That was really needed, and one of my biggest criticisms of the game when it first came out. Let's go through all 3 pages, just pick out some of the main points, and then you know exactly what's covered, and we'll see, is it enough to actually play a game? Could be a great way to start if we don't want to go for all the complicated rules straight away. I think this might be a good option, especially if you've never played before, but also if you've gone away from it and you want to come back and give it another go, pretty much like I'm going to be doing. The first section is the setup, so it tells you what you need. 2 kill teams, their rules, and then you build an army list from that. You're going to need some barricades, a kill zone, board, terrain, your combat gauges or measuring device. Now, it's breaking down the measurement here. Black triangle, 1 inch, circle, 2 inch square. I hate it. I've really got off it big time. I think what I'm going to do is go through this 3-page PDF and then get rid of all the shapes and then replace them with 1, 2, 3 or 6 inches. That's the way I'm going to approach this now going into it. I don't want to play it with these shapes. It just doesn't flow nicely. I really don't enjoy it. So that's what I'm going to do here and then see if that works. I've been taking the models and the lore for Kill Team and using my own Weekend Warrior rule set, but with this new game coming out and the new setting, I really want to go back and try out the actual rules, because I think we could be getting some games in down my local club, and I think they'll be really fun to actually play it properly again. Next up, we've got the Engage order and the Conceal order. So this is just explaining what they do and how they affect it in the game. So doing it the way they've done it here just comes across a lot simpler. So I think it's quite good how they've done this. So I'm getting some positive vibes so far. Next up, we've got how to begin the battle. And then we've got the 3 phases: initiative phase, strategy phase, and the firefight phase, and then we work our way through that cycle and then go back and keep doing it until the game ends. Next, we've got the engagement range, so it just makes it very clear what that is, so that's nice and simple. And then there are the actions that you can do. Now, this is much better. Having them all on one page like this is really good, and they really should be able to explain them in just this brief paragraph, I think. So I like what they've done here. This is really nice. I'm almost thinking of this as a reference. This is like, it's certainly not going to replace the core rulebook. It really is giving you the basics, but this is also going to serve as a nice reference to the core book when you're playing as well. So even once you've done the basics, you've gone through the motions of how to play a quick game with no real mission or anything like that, you could then move on to the core book, layer up the rules and complexity, but still use this as a reference to fall back to. Now we're on to page 2, and here it's going to break down the shooting attack first. So let's go through this. This is nice. They've got it numbered now, so as many numbers and bullet points as they can get, I think is a really good idea for these rules, and just reducing that wordiness, making it easily digestible. And once I swap out all these shapes, it's going to be a heck of a lot easier to understand and process, I think. So that sounds like a good plan, but I like this. I like the way they've numbered it. It's going to be a lot easier to pick up and give the game a go now for the first time. or again, if you're coming back to it, almost relearning it, I think this is really helpful. And then they've gone back to the fighting combat as well here. Brilliant. So that's a really nice mechanic of the game, actually, the combat. I really like how the dice work and things. So it's really cool. And this looks great, how they've put this together. Again, numbering it, bullet points, brilliant. Point number 4 is especially good. They've really condensed that down and made it digestible. So yeah, good job there. Then we've got the damage, nice and brief. Again, really nice couple of paragraphs. And that's all, even sentences, and that's all we need to know. And now we're on to the worst part, though. This is the bit that, after playing it a few times, really started to get annoying, and lots of questions were being asked, and it really kind of ruined the fun for me personally. So I quickly replaced the line of sight to some house rules, and then just got rid of all the rules and used Weekend Warriors. So let's see how they've done with the line of sight and condensing that into just half an A4 page. So we're going to be using line of sight a lot, especially with shooting attacks here, and it depends on which order your operative has, if it's an engage order or conceal order. So there's some different conditions. So again, they've made that nice and clear what the conditions are for each of the 2 orders, and the bullet points really, really help in this format again. The reference photos in the core book for the different visibility, obscured, cover, that kind of thing, didn't really help too much. And then they did FAQ with an update where they went through some of the diagrams, and they were much better, really improved it. And I'm glad they've included some of those here in this 3-page PDF. So for visible, very clear whether a target is visible or not. Then you've got the obscured rule. Again, getting rid of these shapes is going to really clean this up a lot, I think, and replacing it with actual numbers and then inches. So that's going to work a lot better. But yeah, I think this is good. This is much clearer. The diagram really helps, and then yeah, the shapes don't though. I think that's what confuses me. It's having quite a wordy line of sight, visibility, obscured, cover rule set, and then you've got the numbers taken out and they're replaced with squares. So you're constantly swapping the shape for a number as you're interpreting the rules, and that really wasn't a good process for me mentally. I just couldn't get on with it. So yeah, this is going to be really nice. And then we've got cover finally, just explained very simply, couple of lines of words and then a nice diagram, and that should be enough to get us going. And again, if you don't like these rules, you can like homebrew them, put some house rules in place. If you're playing in a club and everyone wants to play by the same rules though, then I think this is where this document is really going to come in handy. And for me personally, that's why I'm willing to put the effort in to relearn it, play the rules properly, and then get some games in down the club. Now we're on to the 3rd and final page of this rules PDF, and this is the common critical hit rules, special rules and abilities. And you'll be using these a lot when you look at your data sheet. So when you're going through each of your operatives, what they can do, all the weapons are going to have these rules applied to them. So yeah, this is a really good reference sheet, definitely worth printing off anyway, even if you know the core book, I think, and then you can go back to it and everyone's got a copy. So this is brilliant. Again though, I'm going to go through, remove those shapes, put actual number, inch sign in there, and we're good to go. So are these rules enough to play a proper game of Kill Team? And I would say, looking at them, they're not. You need a lot of mission rules. There's some more nuance to a lot of this. And so to play a full-on proper game, you're not going to have enough here. But if you're wanting to play it for the first time, or you're getting back into it and just want to play a basic game where you're not even using the missions, you're just playing something that you make up quickly, maybe you just want to kill each other and keep it as simple as that, then I think that's where these light rules are going to be really useful. And I'm feeling pretty positive about this. I think they're going to be really nice to play an introductory game with, to play a simple game. And so yeah, I'm pumped for this. I'm going to give these a go and see how they play, and then I'll do another video maybe later on just with some more kind of feedback on how it went playing a game, maybe with someone for the first time, and then see how the rules were interpreted from the light rules version. So to get hold of these core rules, you just go to the Warhammer community site, find their recent article, and then you go down until you see download the core rules, click that, it's going to take you to the separate page, and then you can just export that as a PDF and keep them. So really easy to do, and I'd love to know what you think about them. Get your feedback. Do you think there are enough rules there to get started? Is this a good idea, and are you happy with what they've included and how they've laid it all out? So yeah, I'd love to hear your comments, so let me know, and I'll be reading those very soon. Now let's have a real quick look at the Intercession squad. So this is another download. It's in the same article, so you'll easily find it. And this is going to give you the Intercession squad rules. So we've already got these in the compendium, so you could already play them. We've got the Phobos team that came with Morok, but now we've got a lot more depth if we want to play our Intercessors. So I'm looking at doing an Imperial Fist 1,000 point army for 40k, and I want it to be Intercessors heavy in there. I want 15 Intercessors in that 1,000 points. So I'm really pleased that this has come out now. It's great timing by Warhammer community side, I think. So very happy. Once I've had a real good look at this, I've built my squad and I've played a game. I'll do another video where I go into a deep dive on this because I want to get back into it and make sure I'm up to speed with everything that they've included here and actually play some games with it and then give you some good solid feedback. But for now, let's have a quick overview so you know exactly what's included in this free PDF. So to start with, you've got your operatives list, and from here you just choose how many operatives you can have, and it tells you how many of each can be fielded in your kill team. Then we get the second page, which is our TAC Ops. So that's all done. And again, this is all for the Intercessors, so really good. We've got the chapter tactics, the different abilities. We've got strategic ploys and tactical ploys. And then we've got the data cards. So we've got the Assault Intercessor Sergeant and the regular Intercessor Sergeant. So you've got two options there. One will focus more on shooting and one will focus more on the melee combat. Then you're going to get two options for the Assault Intercessors, the Warrior and the Grenadier. And two for the Intercessors, again Warrior, but this time it's Warrior and Gunner. And that's it on the data cards. You're going to get 6 altogether. And then you're going to get the rest of the rules. You're going to get all the different equipment that you can give them. And then we go into the Intercession Squad Spec Op rules with battle honours. We've got rare equipment, strategic assets. So this is when you're going into more of the campaign play. Requisitions, your Spec Ops as well. So Defenders of Humanity, Mankind's Vengeance. And that's it. So that's all the rules that you get to use. So everything that we've seen, say, in the White Dwarf articles previously, they've done the same thing here, but released it as a PDF. So there we go, some more freebies from Games Workshop. This is pretty cool, and I hope they're going to do this same thing for more kill teams. I'd really like it if they continue it and carry on through all the different factions. This is certainly a smart move as they're building up to Into the Dark. It's got me thinking about it again, so I'm sure there's loads of people who want to give it a go, and this Into the Dark's going to be great. So if we can get actually playing it, learning the rules again, ready for when this is released, that would be awesome. So I'm really looking forward to this box set because the theme, the setting is just brilliant, and I love the 2 kill teams that they've included in it as well. But I'd really like to get my Intercessors, my Imperial Fist ones, ready to go and up to speed to play this game, because I think they would look awesome on that new kill team board in the Space Hulk. I can't wait to hear what you think about this and read your comments, so add them down below. And until then, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like it, please hit the like button, subscribe for more videos like this one, and don't forget to hit the notification bell too, and then you can join me here next time on Tabletop Skirmish Games. I'd like to say a huge thank you to my Patreon supporters who make these daily videos possible, and if you're interested in joining the community, it'd be awesome to see you there, and I'll put a link for that in the description down below.